All right, sports fans, look what we've got here. Another Armchair Keepers of Arcane Secrets. Bob, you're the keeper of lore. What episode? What's the number on this baby?
See, that's a question that I wish I'd been asked a while ago when I could have answered it. This is number. There we go. May have been some drop there, signal, something happened. Don't know.
Something happened. We're
Yeah,
having technical difficulties.
yeah. That was something.
So here, we've got, of course, I'm Matt Ryan, and I'm joined with my good friend.
Pop guys.
And to bring people up to speed so you don't have to watch any of these old episodes, we're running through the campaign, the Call of Cthulhu campaign, Masks of Nyarlathotep. Oh, look here, my book is right here. This is volume 2 of this baby, and it's got a local punk band sticker on the cover. And we're running through that in our own hometowns, and then Bob and I are talking about what we're doing to prepare for it. And that's what is in store today.
Yep, that's right. That's right. We're both coming off of a long break. For you, probably the longest break that you've taken in the campaign. A few sessions, a couple sessions, maybe.
It's been because we only play every other week,
That's right.
so I haven't played in 4 weeks, and
Yep.
I'm coming off another 4 week thing. So the past 2 games for me have been once a month.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. So same with me. I played, I think maybe early May, and we are just resuming tomorrow. So it's been a long break for me. I've had a couple long breaks too because of scheduling and our ever busy con schedule that we've been on. So
Yes.
let's I'm gonna so that brings up a question. We've both had a long break. What do you do to maintain player interest, your interest in something this long, right? I mean, the campaign is long and we've had a long break within the campaign. How do you maintain the momentum?
It's an excellent question. It's something that I haven't really thought about. First off, I know it's early for expletives, but I love this shit. I mean, I do, and I'm
Yep.
I'm I'm one of the guys that I love sitting down and noodling with it and doodling and drawing in the books and rereading bits and figuring things out
Yep.
and taking notes and trying different things. So even though I've taken a month from running a session, I haven't taken a month from my involvement in the campaign. And I have been making notes and reading different bits. In fact, Bob, I've read all the way through the Egypt chapter now, and
Astounding.
and 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 I've made a decent plunge into what follows in the text,
Kenya.
Kenya,
Hmm.
and I have some radical thoughts, but we won't get into those because we're talking about momentum. The
Right.
other thing, and now the so that's how what I do, and the other bit of it is how do I keep my players involved? Is well, I mean they like it too, right? So we all kind of get together. It's a very social thing. We're all doing it in person. We have drinks and we have snacks and like there's a whole like half hour of hanging out before we sit down at the table, right? You feed your players.
That's right. That's right.
So we kind of so it's not so much about keeping their interest as much as it is about re-sparking the fuse,
Yep.
right? Like, okay, here are the clues, here's where we are, here's what's going on.
Yep.
And what I try to do is end the session prior, sort of right at something that is about to happen.
Yep.
So that we're ending at a high point in the energy instead of a low point. I mean, like when we end the chapter, we'll end at a low point, um, but I try to end at a high point so I can remind people, like, okay, remember figuratively, the roller coaster's right at the top and it's about ready to
Yeah.
plunge. What
No, I
about you?
totally get it. Yeah, same thing, right? So for me, same. I love this. I love prep, right? Again, people talk about, well, how much prep time do you have? It's like, hey, I I never spend prep time. I invest prep time. I love doing it, right? So it's never a burden for me. So with my game, again, it's more about, okay, I have to I'm the puppet master, so I have to get all these threads and pull them together, right? So
Yes.
that's what I'm going to be doing as I prep for tomorrow's session, going back in, reviewing the text, saying, okay, this is where we left off, this is where they need to be, and I have to make sure that that there's stuff out there that they can latch onto to propel themselves forward. And so again, with a long break, especially with a campaign like Mask, a lot of what we're dealing with is a burden of a body of knowledge, right? There's so much information.
Too
So
much. Too much,
and
I think.
again, it's a lot. It's a lot. That is the biggest problem that I have with the long breaks, because again, what you have to do is you have to invest more time in catching up, right? And so we're bringing in, I brought in a new player last session. So tomorrow's session is going to be catching up, making sure that everybody is back up to speed. And to add to that burden, my number one note taker, the kid, will be gone tomorrow. He won't be able to play. Yes, I know. But we have his notes, his journal. So the others will have to interpret his writings in the journal to try to bring them up to speed. That will be entertaining for me, to say the very least. But so yeah, so it's really all about catching them up and then making sure that okay, remember what we did last time.
Mhm.
What are you going to do now? Bringing them up and making sure that they can pull things together. And as you mentioned, if there was a critical action, right, that they can start at the top of the hill right as they're getting ready to plunge into something interesting. And so there's a lot of stuff. So I have to piece together. And as you're running the game, you're taking notes. And so piecing those notes together and bringing those things back into the game, that's what it's all about. It'll be challenging after this long break, but again, it's one of those things. It's more challenging in the contemplation than in the execution. Once everybody's at the table, it's like riding the proverbial bicycle. It'll be right there, and we'll be off to the races.
Yes, I think that's right. I think that's right. The other thing you made me think of something is one of the things I hate at the table is to not have a ready answer for something.
Hmm.
If they do something or ask a question about something, or if I know they're going to place X and I'm
Hmm.
not super familiar with place X. So I do a lot of prep because I hate that dead air. I
Yeah.
hate having to look through a book to find an answer for something, especially if it's something tiny. If it's
Yep.
some little like, now that said, one of my favorite parts of the session is when they do something that I didn't anticipate.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when I've got to just use kind of the energy at the table and my own creative ideas and come up with something on the fly, that can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the best part is when they ask to speak to somebody, it's like, well, this person's not at all in the text, and you come up with a persona, a name, everything. They don't even notice. They don't
They don't
even
even
notice.
know. Right.
That's I love that. That's a good feeling as a keeper when you pulled something off on them, right?
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. No. Yeah. 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 That is agreed. Um. So here we go. Follow up. You've got
Yep.
the kids' notes. Do you keep the player characters at the table at your house? Do you have the PC sheets?
Why, Matt Ryan, let me show you here. I don't have the PC sheets. I have the PC folders, right? I have these little folders that they are all here. So yes, I keep everything, right? So yes, I don't let them escape because who knows what my players would do. Players.
Well. So I give them the choice, and I say I'm happy to keep your sheets, but I know that not everybody likes to have me keep their sheets. Some people like to take their character with them. Some people, I don't know why, but they do. But I don't like, I'm not, I'm like, cool, whatever you want to cool. I say though, if you forget your character, like you're either playing an NPC if I've got one ready to go, or
Yeah.
or I'm giving you a blank piece of paper and you're reconstructing your character from your memory as we go.
Yeah.
Because and it's happened. I've got a couple of people. I have one guy who's a good friend of mine who's a repeat offender, and
Hmm.
and I'm just like I like the guy, so it's like, well, we're I'm not going to name names, but
No, I have a repeat offender for losing character sheets, and unfortunately, it's me. As the GM, I have indeed lost the entire group's character sheets at various points in the gaming basement. So I'm doing a much better job of keeping them in their little folder, and then I put them in the prop box in the HBLS prop box
So
at
see
the end
now,
of the
Bob,
session.
here I'm moving because we know that people like to move. I've got my prop box, yeah.
Yeah.
But then because I have so many players, I bought
Oh yeah.
the players prop box, the add-on gamers prop box.
Yes.
So I'm transferring clues. Everything that the players have goes in a folder, as well as maps and things. So another thing that I like to do to bring my players up to speed is we play at my house. So I extend the table with an extra leaf and I lay maps out all over the place and the clues that are important.
Yep.
And I will go so far as to remind people about some of the clues and how important they are.
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely. It's
just
all
like,
about
okay,
pulling.
here are the live threads right here that that you can all grab a hold of.
Yeah, I try to coax my players a little bit, but I really do encourage them to come up with the stuff on their own. If they are like, if I feel that they are on the verge of a session derailing tangent, I may nudge them in a different direction. But I let them run with it as much as I can.
You let them wander. I curtail wandering,
Yeah.
or I summarize it very quickly. If they want to go
Yep.
to the library and research something, I say, you do that, you spend a day, tick the
Yep.
day off the calendar, and find nothing relevant. Now what do you do? And it's as quick as that.
Yep.
But
That's good. That's a good.
enough foreplay.
That's right.
You're running tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bring us up to speed.
All right. So last session was England chapter 1 for me. And so to this session has all is going to really, so they visited the Penhew Foundation. They began doing their initial investigations on all things England. And so they had of course, just like your guys, they went right off the boat directly to the Penhew Foundation, directly did Nyarlathotep confessions to Edward Gavigan, and I set themselves up for some trouble, right? They did that. And then they also saw, as they were leaving, the weird construction aspects and the Penhew Foundation hinting at a secret room.
That's pretty
So,
good.
one of the things that as having run this game before, I've fallen into a bit of a quagmire in London where players just kind of churn. Now, the new edition has definitely done a much better job of adding in additional content and threats um, for things for them to do. But I've always, prior to and now, still struggled with connecting all the dots. But I've come up with a solution. Solution. And
Is
it's
this now? Is this going to be a patented move like the Shanghai move?
not maybe a little, but not to the extent of the Shanghai move. This is something that's actually, I mean, literally, it's in the text and kind of staring at us in the face. But it's like, gosh, this could be a real good way of tying things together. It's nothing fancy. It's in, like I said, it's in the text. I've just never leveraged it to the extent I'm going to leverage it this time.
Let's
And
hear
that
it.
is, of course, our friends, Ferris and Sons Truck Rentals, right? Their hauling company, right? So there's various scenes in Masks in London where a truck shows up and is doing things, right? It shows up at the Penhew Foundation. It shows up at the Empire's or at the Blue Pyramid. And
Yeah,
also, this same truck goes out to the Mizir house, right?
yeah,
Hauling people. And I thought, well, how do things
and
get
it goes to Derby, doesn't it?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. See, you have to get things from Hinton Manufacturing back to London, right? So this truck is going to be all over the place, right? And so it's going to. I'm going to start off the session. They are there at the Penhew Foundation, and what pulls up? But Hint of a Ferris and Sons truck pulls up and do the delivery. They won't. They wouldn't even notice it, right? It's just a truck making a delivery. Nothing could be more normal than that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But then, if they find their way to the Pyramid Club, then they'll hear about the truck again. And then they'll put two and two together, and then they'll go visit the truck. And the truck's Ferris and Sons. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be the thing that pulls everything together.
They're going to go now. I would go to like the main headquarters
Yep.
of
Yep.
Ferris and Sons
Yep.
and
Absolutely.
say, "Hey, when you found this truck keeps showing up. Do you have records of who you loan your trucks to?"
Absolutely. It's this guy. There we go. Yep.
Gavigan, right? Is
No,
Gavigan
no,
the
it's
one?
actually it's not Gavigan. It's the other. I think it's the other dude, the dude who runs the docks. I think he's the one that actually rented it. I'll have to go back and check. But the bottom line is, it would be, it will be in my campaign because tying it back to Gavigan doesn't help me as much as tying it to this other dude.
Sure, 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 sure. So that's the plan. So they have they been to the Blue Pyramid?
I haven't yet.
The Blue Pyramid's pretty fun.
It will be. It'll be great. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to running that scene. It'll be a lot of fun. I've got the napkin. The napkin's going to be great. I definitely am using the
They
napkin.
love the napkin.
Yep.
They love the napkin.
And I
Following
think,
up on the napkin, though, I didn't because I did the woman in distress quasi side adventure in New York.
yep. Oh yeah.
I used the napkin because I liked the prop, but I didn't super follow up with the woman in distress angle.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
What happened with that was I can't remember why she was motivated to give them the napkin, but they asked her for a list of members of the club, which she provided,
Okay.
and they said, "Well, will you put a tick mark next to who you think might be in the Brotherhood of the Clams or whatever it is?"
That's what it is.
I spent the weekend in Boston, so I think it's the Brotherhood of the.
The Black Pharaoh. That's
Thank you.
or the clams.
I think it's so they sort of had that information. Uh, do you think that will be the session?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, really, I never know where it's going to go. That's the beautiful beauty of the London chapter is it's a huge sandbox. I think that they will. I think that they may go. So they haven't talked to Mickey Mahoney. If they go to Mickey Mahoney, um, they'll have they'll be able to get the hook into the slaughter in Soho. Is that right? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
but
right.
that's just the Blue Pyramid. If they're going to the
Yep.
Blue Pyramid, they're going to the
They don't
Blue
know about the Blue
Pyramid.
Pyramid. They don't know about the Blue Pyramid.
They don't know about the Blue Pyramid.
The only way they'll learn about the Blue Pyramid is that article, which, again, that fantastic front page of that paper, they have to read it and actually discern which one is the correct article. I hope they don't go after the boxing flapper, right? Which,
My characters loved the boxing flapper. They went on a search for. Okay. All right, we're deep into the show. There's going to be some extra minutes on this one, folks. I can tell you now. So I'm playing Friday.
Mhm.
Uh, and it will be my fourth set. It's our eighth session total. It will be my fourth session in England, and I want it to be my last session in England.
Oh, man.
So
All
I'm going
right.
to tell them right up front. I'm going to say, look, we've got kind of two big scenes to do, and then we're done with England, and I want to do them. So I'm going to put some of the driving energy on them. I'm going to
Okay.
say, let's not, let's spend about like an hour and a half at sort of each one, and that's going to be our 3 hours. And I think we can do it. I've got 5 out of my 7 players. So with fewer players, more things happen.
Yeah.
So I've got they're at the Monsieur house.
Okay.
I've turned the ceremony into a party,
Hmm.
and hopefully there's enough of them and there's enough kind of unobserved moments where they will creepy crawl the Monsieur house while the party's going on and find the clues.
Mm.
The clues that make Gavigan complicit in the murder of Jackson Elias and point towards Egypt, because I would like them to go to Egypt next. So I'm hesitant to even give them the clue about China, about seeing Jack Brody or Brady or whatever the hell his name is in China, because I don't really want them to go to China.
Yeah.
But I guess it would. But I don't really know. And I'm less and less fond of the idea. This is a tangent. I'm less and less fond of the idea that the players have the choice which way the campaign goes.
Yeah. I mean, I've run this a lot, right? I've run this 3 or 4 times, and it's never ever failed to go the same way, always. Every single time, it's always gone, the same route. So they're headed to Cairo next, whether they know it or not. I think it's because players don't want to be on a travel long, right? It just seems it's logical, and they do it.
Yeah. Well, let's hope. Let's hope. So then I am going to so of course I'm running things a little goofy because that's my nature to be a little goofy. I think that at the Mizr house, they're going to oversee Gavigan and Zahara from the Blue Pyramid. I think they're going to see them in some sort of a torrid embrace.
All right. All right.
I think I'm going to have a little romance between the two for no good reason other than I think it's funny and it's sort of counter to the grain of the chapter where all these evil villains are right, these super baddies.
Hmm.
Just do something. Oh, the other thing too, I don't mind is loose ends. I don't think we're going to deal with Zahara at all. I think she's just going to be a loose end.
Okay.
My plan, though, is to have the party turn into a lesser ceremony where we're going to see some zombies or something.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've also had the idea of putting the truck, the Ferris and Sons truck, in the parking lot at the party
Yeah.
where they park, so they see that. I'm also going to have a car from the Henson's Manufacturing with the Henson's Manufacturing stenciled right on the side of it. I'm
Okay.
going to put as many clues because I would like the chapter to conclude with a big fight, a big like shoot 'em up against the cultists things at Henson's.
Okay. Okay.
And perhaps that's where they can go toe to toe with Gavigan.
Oh, okay.
So because I think they're going to want to. They're
Okay.
going to want to shoot somebody, right? They're murderous investigators.
It happens. It happens.
They're going to want to mow somebody down. So that's my hope. So I'm gonna steer it towards some shenanigans at the Mizr house, but enough shenanigans for them to get the clues.
Yep.
And then maybe there'll be some kind of a something. I don't know. Maybe Gavigan will have to get out of there in a hurry, and he'll drive directly to the Henson's Manufacturing. Maybe they can just kind of follow him there.
He has an appointment. He has to
I'm
pick up some
not.
parts.
I am not so sure, but and I might not, I might not do the love affair thing just because that would throw an extra wrench in.
Yeah, yeah, I think that sounds like a lot of fun, right? It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm not really planning on doing the ceremony at the Mizir house unless the players kind of push me to it, right? By their actions.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I can envision them, because again, I've never not done the ceremony. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to not do the ceremony, just to have them sneak up there and, basically infiltrate the house if they
Yeah,
want. But I
yeah.
can definitely see, because again, to a certain extent, I'm trying to play catch up with the Matt Ryan train. Um, and I could see me, kind of doing some subtle nudging to get them to ignore the Mizir house altogether and go to Henson Manufacturing.
Yeah. Wait,
Actually,
I'm
it's
leaning to
Henson
here. Yeah,
Manufacturing and the Mizir house, right? Because that's where they are.
that's where. Oh, we've got 3 minutes left in the free Zoom, so we got to land this. But wait, what? So, I just had a.
No,
Oh,
I
so
think we're good.
I think every time that we run a ceremony, it's going to lessen additional ceremony.
100%. Yes.
So I want to run one ceremony. And so far in my reading, and again, listeners, I haven't read the whole thing, but so far, the best ceremony is the one that happens beneath the tomb in Egypt.
Wrong. Keep reading.
Keep reading.
Yep.
Keep reading. Do you like
Keep
that?
reading.
See that interaction? Bob, do the begging, sir.
All right. Please, friends, please. We're doing this for you and for the betterment of humanity. So it's incumbent upon you to share with everyone so that they will like and subscribe to our channel, which is up to like 113 or 112 subscribers.
It's somewhere right at maybe 114. I haven't looked in a couple of days, but
That's right. That's right. And if we get to 150 subscribers, Matt Ryan will do his best reenactment of the Liver King and eat a liver raw on the video.
There's no way Matt Ryan is doing that. There's no raw liver eating. Maybe for 250.
All right, maybe 250.
250. All right. Folks, enjoy everything. I don't know. And we'll see you in a week.
Right on.